Snaps It Look Gorilla here, aka The Definition. What's good, Freedom Marchers, Freedom Family, Freedom Fighters? I just wanted to address this real quick. I'm not going to do this live stream long, but there was a shooting at Drake's house. One of his bodyguards were wounded, and of course, you know, due to the beef between the rap beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, they're gonna blame Kendrick, right? Because in Kendrick's Not Like Us record, he posted a picture of Drake's house on the cover with multiple registered sex offender pins on it. So they're saying, well, maybe some, you know, outrageous fan of Kendrick decided that he was gonna run down on Drake's house and do a drive-by shooting, right? Or they're even trying to imply, because now Drake is cooperating with an investigation saying that you know, Kendrick might have had something to do with it, but I don't think he had anything to do with it. From what I understand, Drake is also beefing with The Weeknd. Oh, and Drake's is OVO. Apparently, one of The Weeknd's bodyguards were shot shortly before Drake's bodyguard was shot, from what I'm understanding. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. We know, I explained to you what Kendrick's agenda was with this whole rap beef, right? And it's the reason J. Cole bowed out of the whole shit. Kendrick didn't really want to go after J. Cole, I don't believe, right? He just had to throw him in there to fool Drake into believing that it was just a friendly rap beef, right? So what happened was J. Cole, Schoolboy Q went to J. Cole's concert and told J. Cole, advised him not to stay involved with the beef. And they're saying J. Cole, you know, basically bowed out. Now, I have to wonder why J. Cole decided to bow out. Was it because he knew Kendrick was about to get personal with this beef, and that Kendrick had no personal beef with J. Cole? Could it be that Kendrick really had no intention on actually going at J. Cole? Because understand, J. Cole put out a whole record dissing Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar did not respond to it. You know what I'm saying? He did mention J. Cole in a verse, and you know, in a couple bars in Euphoria, but he didn't go in on J. Cole again, right? He could have at least got him one more time. But the point is, right, this whole thing was about exposing Drake as an ephebophile, pedophile, whatever the case may be. And let me tell y'all something, man. If y'all are okay with what Drake did on that stage with that 17-year-old girl, just because she came out at age 30 and said, oh, you know, it's all good, you know what I'm saying? It's all gravy, don't even worry about that. You know, I was there with my dad was okay with it, blah, blah, blah. Well, your dad's a piece of shit. If your dad was okay with it, he's a piece of shit. And I had to end a friendship yesterday with a guy that I've known for years. Known him for years, at least 10 years, right? Known him for years. You know, he's from LA. But he's defending Drake's creepy behavior, right? He's excusing it. He's making excuses for it. He's making excuses for the shit on stage. He's making excuses of Drake texting teenage girls saying that, oh, well, the girls came out and defended him. These girls were young when they came out and defended him. Like, they're still young. Even when SZA was 18, 19. She's 18, 19 years old, right? And I'm like, and he's acting like, oh, well, he didn't say nothing creepy on the text messages outright. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's not what groomers, that's how groomers do it. Groomers are not going to come outright with the creepy shit, right? They're going to ease you into it. They're going to get you comfortable. They're going to get your parents comfortable. You know, in case your parents are looking like, oh, well, he's not really saying anything bad, right? Hell, these predators groom parents. You understand? And so, miss me with that shit. I went in on him. You know what I'm saying? And I ended my friendship with him because I can't fuck with people like that. The bottom line is, don't be surprised if they start trying to go in on Kendrick about some shit, right? And don't be surprised if Drake ends up getting Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Even though Diddy hadn't even been Diddy'd yet. Diddy hasn't been Diddy'd yet. And you have to wonder why, right? They raided P. Diddy's estate. And P. Diddy has not been arrested for anything. He hasn't been charged with anything. You know what I'm saying? But he has all these allegations because of the raid. And P. Diddy gave a list. He named people in a list. He didn't deny he was creepy. He never denied that he was a pedophile or a febophile. But, you know, he did mention a list of names of people that are on the same program as him. Drake was one of those names. He was at the top of the list. Guess who wasn't on that list? Kendrick Lamar was not on that list. Denzel Washington was not on that list. You know, yes, the music industry, the entertainment industry has a lot of shit going on, right? They have a lot of creepy shit going on. You know, they got all these ritualistic behaviors going on, a lot of devil worshiping. But that doesn't mean that everybody in entertainment is doing that shit, right? Now, they might understand what's going on and turn a blind eye to it because they just want to participate in their craft and earn their money and do what they love. But they do give warnings. They do tell you what's going on. They do mention shit, and you know what I'm saying? And they go out on a limb, and they're putting their neck out there. Denzel Washington said that he goes to these Hollywood parties, but he leaves 30 minutes before the devil shows up. He's telling you, that's a lot of information he's giving you right there. He was saying that to this new artist, this new up-and-coming movie star. You know, and I forgot the guy's name, but he said that when Denzel leaves, he leaves with him because he ain't trying to be he ain't trying to get down with that. Cat Williams, he told you that, and P. Diddy never mentioned. Cat Williams, he said you got to tell P. Diddy no. You tell him no. You got to tell him no, right? And given that it's 2024 and there is such a big acceptance of the LMNOP community, excuse me, I don't think that deviancy is limited to homogenous sexual relationships, right? You know, homogenous. I had to be careful how I say shit, even though I'm shadow banned anyway, right? Homogenous sexual relationship. Y'all can kind of guess what that means. Homogenous sexual relationships. Would it need to be such a big secret if it was just limited to adults doing what adults wanted to do? Why does everything have to be hidden? Why does it have to be such, you know, this secret society bullshit if it's just limited to adults? And was Kendrick Lamar right? Was Kendrick Lamar right about Drake's house getting raided? We'll see. You know, I wouldn't say somebody shooting up Drake's house is a raid, but I mean, what might it lead to? What might it lead to? you know, it's very important to pay attention to these things and understand that this is all psychological warfare. Is Kendrick Lamar is he instrumental in that psychological warfare? I don't know. He could be. He could be playing us like a fiddle. But that's besides the point, because what he's pointing out in this rap beef is real. It's really real. You know what I'm saying? And the way he did it was masterful. Because again, everybody thought it was just about lyricism. But Kendrick Lamar knows the type of cat Drake is when it comes to rap beef. Drake is going to do specific things in rap beefs. He's going to go after your wife or your girlfriend. He's going to talk about your family. He is going to go low, right? Drake is going to go low. And he's going to pull off antics. He's going to do shit like steal your van, slide in your girl's DM. He's going to do conniving, silly shit like that, right? And he's also going to brag about his penis to another man in a rap song, which is, you know, as much as I liked, as dope as Family Matters was dope as fuck. There was a lot of great shit that Drake did, thanks to his writers in that song, right? But bragging on your penis to another man in a rap song, my dick is big, there's video proof. I mean, what does that do for me? I'm Kendrick Lamar. Okay, what does that mean? That means your clown ass put yourself out there for your children to see when they get older. So that means that your children are gonna look you up. They're gonna see your manhood on the internet. And you're bragging about that. You're bragging about yourself being out there. I mean, this is crazy, right? Only a man that is a creep would be okay with that. You know, you have children, but you're out there with your parts all out, you know what I'm saying, and all this other type of shit. It's creepy. Now, this whole thing, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Because people are waking up to a lot of shit. People are waking up to the fact that the best place to get information, to get real information from people that aren't bought and paid for, is right here on platforms like YouTube and whatnot, right? Because there are a lot of channels out there. There's one, Urban Legends. Oh shoot, this guy, go check this guy out, man, because he does a lot of great work when it comes to this beef and other things, right? It has a lot of receipts. Urban Legends with somebody, I forgot his name. Excuse me. Ooh. Stuff got me burping. Anyway, the point is this. We should not lose sight about what we know about people like Drake, people like P. Diddy, and all that type of shit. People that should not have access to our children in any form of fashion, right? My children are not going to listen to Drake songs. My children are not going to listen to P. Diddy songs. My children are not going to listen to R. Kelly songs. Like, you know how people tell you, oh, you know, you still listen to R. Kelly. I don't listen to R. Kelly music. When it comes on, you know, you tend to forget a little bit, right? Because let's face it, R. Kelly has put out some great music. But once I realized, look, we listening to R. Kelly. Me and my wife, we both turned that shit off. We both turned this shit off. And so, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I salute what Kendrick Lamar has done in this beef, what he is doing in this beef. And if he has more, I would love for him to put out more information. And I think he does have more. He said the rabbit hole is deep, and he got more. I just wish, I hope, because I think TDE, I think Top Dog shut it down, right? I don't know how involved Top Dog is in Kendrick Lamar's career. I know that he's a mentor of Kendrick Lamar. You know, even though, you know, let Drake tell it, Top Dog robbed Kendrick Lamar's pops. That's not true. He almost robbed him. They had an altercation, a confrontation, but it wasn't a full-blown robbery, okay? They cool now or whatever. They end up being cool. But the point is this. The point is this. We cannot lose sight, right? All the sensationalism of everything that's going on is for a reason. All this shit with Kendrick Lamar, all this shit with Ryan Garcia, all that shit. Take the lesson from it, but don't get caught up, right? Don't get caught up in the celebrity of it. Don't get caught up in whose side you're on and taking sides. I'm not taking sides, right? I'm rolling with the shit that makes more sense. Kendrick makes more sense. The shit that he's saying about Drake is reality. And it makes sense. On top of that, as a hip-hop head, Kendrick Lamar just had put out the best records, right? He has now, Andre 3000 used to be my favorite rapper, my favorite hip-hop artist. But he just got bumped by Kendrick Lamar. So Kendrick Lamar is now my number one. Just as a man who appreciates hip hop. And Andre 3000 is now my number two. And then it's Black Thought, and it goes down from there. But you know, it's this. In spite of that, I understand what the real is, right? I don't know these dudes from Adam, and I have to exercise common sense whenever I participate in these in the shenanigans, right? Because the rap beat between Drake and Kendrick Lamar is a shenanigan, right? It's a shenanigan with some real messaging, some real information, right? Real information about Drake, real damaging information about Drake, real evil information about Drake, about the level of evil that people like Drake commit in this world and just get away with it. And that is what I had to focus on as the beef went on. You know what I'm saying? And you got all these bloggers out here, all these reaction channels. Some are on the right track. Others are full of shit, like Maul from the Rory and Maul podcast. You know, these Drake dick riders, they get really upset. And the reason they're really upset is because they understand Drake got destroyed in every form of fashion. Rory lying ass saying that Family Matters was the best record in the whole beef. So what are you talking about? That's bullshit. That shit wasn't even better than Euphoria. Let alone Not Like Us. Family Matters was not better than any of the records that Kendrick Lamar put out. So, you know, it's just nonsense. Especially given what I know about Drake and his ghostwriters. Drake clearly utilized his ghostwriters in Family Matters to the fullest degree. How do I know this? Because how can you put out something as great lyrically, musically, as Family Matters, right? And then the very next song, the very next record you put out is ass. The Heart Part 6 was ass in every single way. That shit was trash. Lyrically, it was trash. Just in every form, every way. It was ass, bro. Like, the flow was okay. And again, I'm not really a fan of Drake's flow. Like his typical flow where he, you know, where his normal, consistent flow is ass to me. But in Family Matters, like, he switched up his flow a few times. You know what I'm saying? He actually sounded, you know, like he was doing something, right? Family Matters was his best record in the beat. But then you come with the Heart Part 6 and it's ass? How could you do, how is that possible if you writing your own shit all the time? I believe 100% he wrote the Heart Part 6 all by himself. You could tell. That shit was ass. But Family Matters, that shit was damn good. He didn't write that. You can tell. But he was snapping in that motherfucker. Drake snapped in the Heart Part 6. Not the Heart Part. He snapped in Family Matters, but it was ass. The Heart Part 6 was ass. Family Matters was dope, but Family Matters unfortunately did not top anything that Kendrick had done in the beef. And I know that's just an opinion, but if you go bar for bar, especially with Euphoria and Not Like Us, both of those tracks was much better than Family Matters. Bar for bar. Hell, even with the production, the music production. Like, yeah. Anyway. I had a whole different thing in mind when I wanted to do this live stream. You know, but after more information came out about the shooting at Drake's house, I just like, I'm over it at this point, really, honestly. I'm really over it. So, you know, I'm over it. Kendrick, and you know what? Kendrick really didn't expose anything that wasn't already known about Drake. It just took for Kendrick to shine a light on what was already up there. All this information has been out here about Drake, and I knew about that shit on the stage. And I knew about him texting back and forth with Millie Bobby Brown. I knew that shit. Like, I always knew that Drake was a creep, but I never fucked with him. I never fucked with that dude, and I didn't understand how anybody could fuck with him. You know how you know, but and that just also exposes the sickness of the society that we're living in, because you knew all this shit about Drake, but you didn't care. Like, no one cared, right? And no one cared until Kendrick came along and destroyed him in a rap battle. And that's kind of crazy, but I understand it at the same time, because that's how society works. Kendrick became the more liked artist because of the great music he put out, and now they're going against Drake for these allegations, and people finally care. Hey, whatever it takes. Took long enough. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. Much love, like, share, subscribe. We're gonna keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.